Hey, what's up everybody? It's Nick Cino from VigilanteDetective.com and welcome to my latest rock song review for the new single from Bring Me the Horizon. It's called Wonderful Life. Wonderful Life is the second single from the upcoming 6th studio album from Bring Me the Horizon called Ammo. It's coming out on January 25th, 2019. Already one of the most anticipated rock releases of next year, and they've already released a first single from this record called Mantra, which came out a couple of months ago, and I love Mantra. I've been cranking it in my car. It rocks so hard. It's got a great riff. It's got an awesome vocal from Oliver Sykes. It's catchy as hell. It's got some killer screams in it, and I have to say that Wonderful Life is a pretty good follow-up. The song features Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth singing along with Oliver Sykes. I've never really listened to Cradle of Filth, so I can't really speak to his contribution on this song. He sounds pretty good, singing along with Oliver, and obviously Oliver has one of the best voices in rock in general. Obviously he can do the screams, he can do the high stuff, he can do the low stuff. He's a great lyricist and he's a great frontman, and he kind of just brings it to this new material. Between this song, Wonderful Life, and Mantra, my excitement level for Ammo is like at a peak, man. And I have to say, I'm a relatively new Bring Me the Horizon fan. I only really got into them when they released That's the Spirit in 2015 with songs like Happy Song and Doomed and Throne, Avalanche, True Friends. I really love that record, and I've been slowly going back and listening to their past records in their catalog. Now the thing with Bring Me the Horizon is that they're kind of controversial with their own fans, because when Bring Me the Horizon started out, over a decade ago, they were extremely heavy, okay? These guys were a hardcore band that was basically all screams. They were very aggressive, they were very heavy, and they've softened things up over the last couple of years, which is just kind of inevitable with bands. They start out kind of heavy and they get more commercial as they go on. These guys are getting more popular, they're releasing more music, and they definitely reached a kind of a commercial peak with That's the Spirit, and they're going again with that on Ammo, as you can tell from these first two singles. And they're controversial with their fans because it seems like, from my perspective as a casual fan, that their fans on the internet, especially on social media, just want the band to be heavy as F. I'm not going to swear. They just want the band to be screaming all the time. And I get that. They did that on their first couple of records. That's what, you loved about them when they first came out. They're the band of your youth. I get that. But it's not like these songs, Mantra and Wonderful Life and the songs off That's the Spirit. It's not like they're doing like 80s power ballads, guys. It's not like their sound is like gone off a cliff. Like they're still got heavy as hell riffs as exhibited on Mantra and Wonderful Life. Oliver may not be screaming the entire time, but he's a great singer and he puts the screams in at great times that just make you go, yeah. So he doesn't need to be screaming the entire time for me. And these songs are really well written and really well produced, so I just don't really get what the problem is. It's just a general thing with fans of rock bands. If you're a Weezer fan, you only like the Blue Album and Pinkerton. If you're a Bring Me the Horizon fan, you only like their first couple of albums. If you're a fan of this band, you only like their first couple of albums. It's like fans want bands to just stand still in time and keep releasing the same album. Although I think if bands did that, you'd still be complaining about it, because if a band doesn't cater to your specific tastes and your specific wants as a listener, then they've lost all credibility and they've sold out. And that's really unfair to the musicians, because these guys, especially a band like Bring Me the Horizon, they're still on a steady climb in the trajectory of their career. They're only just now breaking through to the mainstream, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of mainstream rock. I'm not a huge fan of hardcore or metal. I used to listen to some of that stuff when I was a little bit younger. I love listening to heavy stuff. Bring Me the Horizon is pretty heavy for me, but they don't need to be screaming their head offs in order to make me happy as a listener. And they have to keep going in their career. They have to keep progressing, and they got to go as far as they can to make sure that they can make a living as musicians. Because you know what? It's 2018, and a lot of people have this kind of misconception about bands as if they're like, Bring Me the Horizon, they're probably pretty well off. They've earned enough, in their career to probably have a pretty comfortable living. I hope so, at least. But so many musicians don't even make money in making music. Making music is not a money-making venture as much anymore. You gotta tour your ass off, you gotta release music all the time, and you gotta do things to make money, to appeal to a large amount of listeners so you can stay as a living musician. So I just don't get this whole thing of, oh, they don't have credibility, oh, they sold out, oh, this and that. It doesn't make any sense. And I know this is a very long rant video. I should call it like the rock song rant more than the rock song review. But I really enjoyed this new material. I'm really psyched for the new record. And anybody who's giving these guys heck can just back off. Look at me. I'm getting all tough on YouTube. All right, guys. I loved Wonderful Life. I love Mantra. I'm very excited for the new record or ammo that's coming out in 2019. Let me know what you thought of the new Bring Me the Horizon song in the comments below. I'm sure it's going to be an interesting comment section. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and share this with your fellow Bring Me the Horizon fans and your fellow rock fans. We'll see you guys again in the next rock song review. Cino, out.